Welcome to Sunday Discussions. This week we're going to take a look at microtransactions whilst we play American Truck Simulator. And then we're going this way. Yeah. Okay. We're going to crash, aren't we? What was that about my driving being average at best? Let's go that way slightly, and this way. And make it this time. I believe so. Oh. Yep, I turned the engine off by accident. I pressed the wrong key. Right, so microtransactions. We're going to start, as you may suspect, with a game that I play a lot of, especially on this channel. League of Legends. Now, League of Legends, unless you bought the original retail boxed game quite a few years ago, is a free game with microtransactions. Oh dear. Microtransactions. The microtransactions in League of Legends are through what they call riots points, or I don't. Oh, Discovery Recruitment Agency. Okay, and those riot points allow you to purchase skins for the game, which don't add anything at all to the gameplay, or anything at all in terms of an advantage over players who don't have them, but they give the players a way to support the game, and perhaps if you enjoy playing a certain champion in that game, you can have it's like a sort of paint job of and a visual piece of candy, if you like. That's really awful. That's the only way I can sort of describe it. Players who don't buy it, no disadvantage at all. The only other things that you can buy are rune pages, which you could argue you get a slight advantage over other players by earning more rune pages, but not monumental, not massive advantage. So microtransactions in that are, I would say, at their most innocent. Don't give you a huge advantage over the players, and you can support the game company. So an advantage for the game company is obvious. They don't make the money by selling the game, make their money by selling the sort of virtual currency. So it's a pretty innocent way of looking at microtransactions. There is a however coming. However, they are not the only type of microtransactions that you come across in gaming today. Starting a few years back, there was sort of an evolution where what's sort of known as Facebook gaming came about. And Facebook gaming is what I would see to be one of the biggest offenders, not the biggest because we're coming on to that in a second, one of the biggest offenders in terms of microtransactions. No, in fact it could be the biggest, and that is the play to continue. Not the play to continue, not that on its own, it's the pay to play to continue. So the idea behind it is the game will hook you in. You're playing a game which is based not on gameplay, not on graphics. It's created in the vein of addiction, of things that can hook you into a game and want you to automatically convince you to oh, I'll just play one more level. Oh, I'll just do this. I'll just do, oh, there's a little bit more here. If I do this next level, I'm going to unlock this. Those type of games are what they do. is they will give you, say, oh no, it crashed there. Will give you, say, 20 minutes in the game, and then say, oh, you've run out of lives or you've run out of time, but don't worry, you could give us a small amount of money, which usually is a very small amount of money, and you can continue in our game for as long as you like, or for the next 5 minutes. It's great, do this. And then also, as an added bonus, we'll let you have some sort of worthless memento for free. And I tell you what, when you've done that, what you could do is you could post this on Facebook that you've spent this money and that you're doing a great job with our game that's hooked you in. Why don't they come and play as well? And then if they play, you can get some other little tiny memento and a little extra bit of playing time too. Doesn't that sound great? No. Because it's like an addiction then. You're hooked into that game, you're paying to fuel that addiction. So that's wrong. That's just wrong. If a game says, look, you can pay and get this extra thing added onto the game, a bit like when we spoke about DLC in the last discussion, that's to me, yeah, not great, but at least it's more the choice of the player, and they're not gaining anything over non-paying players for that. But if you don't want to pay for microtransactions in these sort of games, you're at a huge disadvantage. You have to stop playing. I say you have to stop playing that game. You probably should stop playing that game. And you're then unable to keep up if you're doing some sort of competition or whatever, or trying to get to the end. You're held back unless you pay that money. So to me, that's it's just disgusting. Full stop. Right. Moving on to what I was going to say was the worst thing. Looking at FIFA and other sort of sports games, in the last few years, their focus has switched from the game, the main base game, to what FIFA calls Ultimate Team, and then you get other sort of franchise going for similar things like mess here. Similar things where you can pay for a virtual how should we call it, a component in the game that you can use for limited times. Now, CS:GO, it does it as well, Counter-Strike. So basically, this is the idea. If you went into a shop and said, hello, I would like to buy a drink. Okay, that's great, sir. Here you are. There's our selection of drinks over there. But what we'll do is, even though you would like a drink, we'll put loads of our products in a little bag. And in this bag, you're not going to be able to see in it, but you can put your hand in it. In fact, no, you can't put your hand in it. I'm going to put my hand in it, and I'm going to choose you an item out of this bag at total random. Now, there is going to be in this bag items that are worth less than your drink, worth more than your drink, or aren't drinks at all. But, it's a bit cheaper than buying the drink outright. Would you like to go for that instead? It's cheaper, did you say? Absolutely, I'll go for that. And then he puts his hand in the bag, picks out a random item that you may not want, and then says, there you go. There it is, there's your cheese sandwich. What you can do with this cheese sandwich, have a bite, just one bite, and then put it back in the bag for the next person, please. You can't keep this cheese sandwich. So, although that's probably the worst way to put it ever, you don't get to choose what you are buying. You don't get to keep what you're buying, and you might not even want what it is, but you've got that chance, you've got that possibility of getting that thing that you want. If you don't get it, you can always try again and have another go. And that again is an addiction. So microtransactions in that sense of the word are also fundamentally wrong. Which brings me on to my last sort of point, which is people seem to forget these are virtual items. Look at a game like Forza, especially the PC Apex version, or a game like Grand Theft Auto. The things that you are paying for are virtual. If people take the time to read the terms and conditions and things around that, will realise that the game company is not under any obligation to keep those items for you. If the game servers go offline, that's it. You've lost your item. All you're doing is loaning or hiring items in a virtual, non-existent world. Which to me is ridiculous and stupid. Now, in the case of Grand Theft Auto Online, the game is purposefully made more difficult to work towards the high-end items, to try and convince you to spend your genuine, real-world money on items that are not genuine, real-world items. They're virtual, fake items that you can keep for a while to show off. But if the game company says, do you know what? We're releasing GTA 6 next year, which is going to have GTA Online 2. So, we're going to take away everything you've bought on GTA Online, because we need that server space for GTA Online 2. That's it. You've lost absolutely everything. All that money that you've put in. I mean, they sell cards, sort of bank cards, for about £80 each or something like that. So if you've bought a couple of them, what have you got to show for it? You've just got nothing. Now, don't get me wrong, that goes for items in life. You can go down to a shop, buy a cake, and if you've eaten it, you've got nothing, but you've had the experience, so it's fine. Absolutely fine. And that's got the same with GTA Online. If that makes you happy to have the experience of owning that virtual item, that's fine. Who am I to say you're wrong? But you've got to realise that the manufacturers and the companies of this game realise this also, and realise that they can get away with charging very high amounts to give away a very slim return on your money. Because that's what it is. It's like you're investing in a game and you're waiting for a return on it. So you go, oh, and I didn't look the right way then. If you go and look at something with the random drops, such as CSGO, FIFA, Ultimate Team Packs, are you going to move or just stay there? So I'm in the middle of the road here. CSGO or FIFA Ultimate Team Packs, whatever it is, that gives you a random chance of winning something good. That you've got to realise that the company know that it's a random chance, and they know that if you don't get it, you're going to come back. You're going to give them some more money until you do. So do you think they're going to make it easier or harder for you to get what you want? It's worth thinking about. Right. So there's my little rant about microtransactions. You may totally disagree with me. It's perfectly fine, but I hope you see that there are some good points in there. I hope you feel that I've tried to fight both sides of it, because I really have. And I could have just sat here lecturing about how bad they are, but to fairness, it is true that in some respects you can get things out of microtransactions. They are mini DLC in a lot of games. when you're paying to play on, or pay for more time playing a game, you might as well just go out and buy some chalk and draw some hopscotch on the floor, because you'll get more out of that, because then you can play that again and again. But yeah, microtransactions, I think they're wrong. See you next week.